All right, Shalom. First and foremost, gonna give all glory and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem HaKodash. Double honors to the apostle and elders, great millstone. Peace, citations to the men that's out here pushing this truth. All right, and Shalom to the elect. All right, just finna get into this quick lesson. This Eve. All right, she from this brother's post. All right, the Hopeful Elect 3. I'm gonna turn my camera around. But it says Eve shares multiple visions of martial law. All right, and what we know within the scriptures, all right, it was prophesied that our people will have visions of the times that we're about to enter into. All right, so and what we through the apostles, elders, our great millstone on down to the brothers, we all been prophesying about it, and what people, you got niggas out here that don't believe it. All right, it's all good, as the scriptures say, then shall you know that a prophet have been among you. All right, so we just gonna I'm gonna just jump straight into it. I'm gonna turn my camera around. Turn around like this. Fuck it.
Some dreams I do think that I need to start coming over here and saying out loud because I always have dreams, visions, and epiphanies of
Slack it. Let me see something.
the Nazi for like at least 7 years now. And I could go into detail about how all the dreams that I have, but I feel like it's not all gonna happen on this video. But it's crazy because I'm gonna tell you about the dream that I had today. It was very simple. I was chilling at one of the houses that I always chill in, and ICE came in and they got me. They got me. I was running. I was escaping. I had a burner phone, trying to communicate with all my other family members that I heard I was in ICE. And basically, they came and got me out of my house, and I woke up. Not I woke up. They came and got me out of my house, and they kidnapped me. And they put me in some type of facility, but before they opened the doors to the facility or whatever, I escaped. Like I went ducking off and escaping, but somebody ended up finding me. I ended up running on that little narrow line where it's on the freeway. It's only like a little bit of space to walk. I ended up running on there. A nigga was chasing me on a bike. It was some weird stuff. But that was just a dream that I had today, right? But I always had this vision, right? That every time that we walk outside of our houses, it's going to be soldiers standing there with guns ready. So you cannot do anything without those soldiers seeing you. You can't go to the grocery store. You can't go to the bank. You can't do anything without somebody outside of your door with guns. Like everything that they do is in their control. It's like you live in your house right now. You look outside and you see soldiers out there all in front of everybody's door, anybody's door they can with guns, waiting for somebody to come out. It's like everything we do is on their beck and call, their say so. And I had a war dream. Maybe I'm rambling, and I don't want to ramble because I want my message to be effective. You know what I mean? And putting a lot of information out at once, it's not going to be effective all the time. But I already had a dream. I don't know if you remember, but I had a dream in the past where they did something where all the black people around me, and only the black people around me, was hiding and being chased because we were supposed to be captured. And if they saw us, they was either going to kill us or kidnap us. I had that dream also this year. No, of course, a lot of people don't care about what's going on. They don't care about ICE. They feel like if it don't pertain to them and things like that, which, okay, cool. And also, I know how they feel. Well, where was they? Where was they? Look, it's them now, but us next. If that makes sense. And that's a lot of things that I'm getting from dreams. Like Walmart, I used to have crazy dreams. They turned all the Walmarts and Amazon buildings into FEMA camps. Like I've Nazis throughout the year. But this, when I actually got kidnapped by ICE in this dream, and this is before all this ICE shit really got heavy. I've been having dreams about wars, Nazis, FEMA camps, and I always had a vision, not even necessarily a dream, but vision. If you know, you know, bro. Like, I'm a seer. I always had visions about people with guards and tanks and all of that flooding the whole streets, whole streets. So there's nothing you can do. There's no way you can communicate without them seeing this. You know we can't. They can see everything's on their phone anyway. Even if you do got a phone, hey, this is the plan. We're gonna escape here and do this, do this. They see that, bow, shoot you. Like nothing you can do to escape. These phones is so fucking tapped in. Like these cameras, even when your camera not on, they can see everything we can do. They can hear everything we do. Like, you know, like, and that's exactly how my vision was. Is that it was to a certain instinctive, like, you even try to, the place I'm in now, go to out, try to look at somebody in an apartment hall, trying to communicate a little bit. You got a guard right there. Who that? They catch you, it's over. Like, everything they do is, like, literally under control. It's not just how control it is now, where we slick control, but we still got freedom. It was control. All control. Everywhere you went, every movement you went.
All right. So you see that. All right, you heard what she was talking about. All right. And yeah, this is what's about to come to Babylon the Great, aka America. All right. So here, let me prop up this phone real quick. Here, so we're gonna get into the book of Second Ezra. Second Ezra 15 and verse I'll just start at 14. Second Ezra 15 and verse 14, it says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." All right. So this is what's about to come to America. All right. Not just martial law, but why is martial law going to be implemented? All right. It's because things is going to be chaos. It's going to be chaos out here. All right. So they're going to need. Hey, they're going to what? Like, hey, we need to declare martial law, because you niggas basically is tripping. You know. All right, it says, "For the sword and the destruction draw nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." So it's gonna be a lot of death here in Babylon the Great, aka America. All right, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. All right, so they're not gonna regard what the presidents say, what their local mayors say. All right, these people are not going to regard what they're talking about, but rather uprise against them, and do what they feel is best to them. All right, because that's how bad it's about to get out here. All right, these people right now, they're seeing basically that the government is corrupt, that this government is not for the people, and what these people are like, oh, we need to unify together and say fuck it, let's do what we need to do. We need to do what we got to do to survive, basically. That's the spirit that these people are in. All right. Verse 17. "A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able." All right, so see, that's martial law right there. All right, and they showed that in 2020 with the COVID thing. All right, what happened? Hey, roads was blocked off. My brothers tell me down here in the Indianapolis camp. They tell us that they was trying to go to Gary or something like that, and they had I forgot the name of them things. It's big ass blocks, stone blocks, just blocking the highway, So, and best believe it's gonna be way worse than that. All right, it's gonna be way worse than that. As soon as you try to get out the city, it's gonna be some troops, ready to guide you right back. Matter of fact, I'm tripping. You're not even gonna be able to leave your crib without, some permission. Those are the days that we're coming into. All right. Verse 18. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. All right. And yeah. It says the houses shall be destroyed. And she was talking about what? The ICE, they was just they was kidnapping people. All right. And just like she said that these people, they don't really care about ICE because it don't concern them. But what? ICE has the ability, to snatch somebody up if they want to, without a warrant, a warranty. All right, because I got this pulled up in the just in Google. I just put, is ICE able to gather anybody? It says ICE Immigration and Customs Enforcement is able to gather information and apprehend individuals believed to be removable from the United States. They have the authority to arrest and detain individuals who present a risk to national security or public safety. All right, and you yourself might not think that you're, what's the right word? A threat to society or whatever. But whatever you might have posted, concerning the small hats or a so-called a sedition act, it looked like you was against America, you might have not been, but what? They could be like, oh, they could run with that and be like, oh, this person right here, we need to detain him because he or she seems like they're against us, It says ICE operates under specific legal frameworks that allow them to conduct immigration enforcement, including the ability to enter private areas without a warrant in exigent circumstances. All right, let me get this word extension real quick. It goes into pressing, demanding. All right. So if the government sees fit, hey, ICE is on their way. All right, and best believe it's definitely gonna be for us, the prophets, all right, the servants of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, because what we're chancing down this kingdom, all right. But hey, that's something to expect, all right. That is something to expect. I want to hit on some, a few points concerning that video, but here, this, let me get this precept real quick. Revelations 12 and verse 12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. All right. So Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, he's about to come down with that great wrath. All right. He's going to give the permission, for these troops, all right, to come down these people's houses, all right, and snatch them up, kidnap them, all right. It was low key. We already, down there in Chicago, all right, a whole apartment complex, in the middle of the night, they were snatching people up, all right. Had little kids all, zip tie. Yeah, they had, little children zip tie in their underwear, all right. So see, hey, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, he's fulfilling his prophecies, all right? This is going to happen, all right? And if you ain't right with Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you're going to get caught up in this. And I'm not saying that some of us might get caught up in this, but what? We're going to know, that this is part of prophecy. Some of us got to get caught up in this, All right. As the scripture say, what? I'm gonna just get it real quick. Here, this is the book of Revelations, chapter 2 and verse 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. So see, hey, we're gonna know if some of us get snatched up. Hey, we're gonna understand that. Hey, this is part of the trial. All right, that this is something that we have to get through. All right. So we can't, hey, that's why it's important to have this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right. So you can understand what you're going through, rather than somebody that's without this truth. They like, oh, I don't know what's going on, bugging out, pleading for their life. All right. Because, hey, these times that we're coming into, yeah, you're comfortable right now, but shit's about to turn tables soon. All right. This is the book of Isaiah 13 and verse 11. And I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. So see, and just like that woman said, she was like, hey, yeah, these people, they don't see ICE, concerning them, or ICE don't concern them because they're not at their doorsteps or at their cars or whatever, but what? Shit, through the NWO, it's gonna happen. All right, through the New World Order that Esau is setting up, it's gonna happen. All right, it's gonna happen. They're gonna create. Esau, even the so-called white man, is going to make you people revolt. All right, against them. All right, through certain laws that they pass. All right, certain things that you can't get. All right, basically stripping your comfortability away, and it's gonna make you people revolt. All right, then they're gonna be like, hey, we need a martial law. Boom. Hey, if you're a threat to society, boom, ICE will come through in your house to snatch you up. So hey, this is all the punishment of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Because what? Niggas, hey, here in America, it's a prideful, niggas is just in a prideful state. All right? They think that they could do all this wickedness and it won't be caught up, it won't catch up to them, But hey, that's the opposite, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is gonna require it of you, all right? ICE is gonna snatch you up, all right? Or ICE is gonna, smoke you, all right? You might get tortured, all right? This is what's gonna happen to a lot of wicked niggas out here, all right? Here, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 15 and verse 2. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, thus saith the Lord, such as are for death to death, and such as are for the sword to the sword, and such as are for the famine to the famine, and such as are for the captivity to the captivity. All right, because within that video, what she was like, hey, these Amazon facilities, all right, I forgot what was the other store she said, but Amazon, that's that they buildings, that's big as hell, that's perfect to gather up a whole bunch of people, so they're gonna be in them concentration camps. A lot of our people are going to be in the concentration camps, in terrible conditions, all right? Who knows what Esau, even the so-called white man, is going to do to you in there, So that's what's going to come to a lot of people that has rejected this truth. A lot of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right? So I'm gonna end it off on this. Isaiah 55 and verse 6. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. All right. And Yahweh Shem Shah, he is still near. All right. Because what? You see his prophets out there on the streets. You see the prophets doing these videos. All right. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto the Lord, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our God, for he will abundantly pardon. So see, you have to forsake your way. If you truly believe that this is going to happen, all right, and you know you're terrified of this, you don't want to get caught up in this, or you don't want to be without the understanding of what's happening. You seek after Yahweh Shem Shah. You inquire of the prophets, all right, and you at the same time you forsaking your way, all right, you forsaking the nigga ways that you learned, all right, whatever, you know, your old ways basically, all right. You gotta become that new man. Put off the pork, put off the adultery, all right, put off the you know, eating the shrimp, crab, lobster, all right. Now you gotta study, all right. You gotta get into this word, all right. Do the work, you know. Cause hey, it's a short time, you know. Hey, Lord willing, 2026 is that year, you know. 2026 is looking good, you know. MOTB might be implemented, you know, be made mandatory in that day in 2026, you know. Hey, it's looking good, all right. And with that means that what? With the MOTB being mandatory, what? That means that you know, World War III is going to fully pop off, and within World War III fully popping off, Yahweh Shah is going to be back. All right, and the scriptures say, matter of fact, I'm gonna end it off on this. I believe in the book of Matt or Luke. Luke 21 and verse 36. Watch ye therefore. Let me see. I'll start at 34. Luke 21 and 34. And take heed to yourselves, lest at any times your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and the cares of this life, and so that day come upon you unawares. All right. So hey, we gotta take heed to ourselves. All right. Basically, as the scriptures say, examine ourselves. All right, to see whether are we in the faith or are we, you know, basically going off. You know, it's a constant fight. You know, it's a constant fight. All right, but what? Take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life. You know, all just too much worried about, you know, what's going on, you know, in your own life. You know, you're not really putting no time in for Yahweh Shem Shah. All right, and guess what? That's a crucial thing to do. You know, worrying about yourself rather than Yahweh Shem Shah. You know, you're not worried about Yahweh Shem Shah at all. You know, it says, and so that day come upon you unawares. Next thing you know, shit is in the fan, and you're not prepared. All right. It says, for as a snare shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. So see, it's gonna, this day that we're coming into, all right, you know, this martial law, all right, the wars here of the people here in America, this all is gonna catch everybody off guard. You know, people are gonna be terrified. All right, but for us in the know, what we understand that this day gotta happen. All this gotta happen. All right, and it's gonna happen. So we're not gonna be, oh my God, what is going on? Nah, we're not gonna be like that. All right, we're gonna be like, yeah, the prophecy being fulfilled, you know, and we're gonna be giving praises to Yahweh Shem Shah, because that's gonna be a next day, a step closer, you know, to us being in the kingdom, us getting them new bodies. All right, you know. It says, for as a snare shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. Watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. So see, so we got, you can't just slide into the kingdom, All right. Yahweh Shah, he's not just gonna allow anybody into his, his chariot. All right. You gotta be worthy. All right. And what is being worthy? That's you doing the videos, studying, you being brotherly. All right. You watching these videos that the brothers post. All right. You're not just living in iniquity, which is sin upon sin. All right, you're doing the best to please Yah by Shem Shah. All right. So what? You watching and you praying. You praying to Yah by Shem Shah. Whatever you're going through, and that like Lord, Baba Kasha, Baba Kasha means please. All right, like Baba Kasha, let me be worthy. Guide me to, push me to do righteous work so I can be worthy of these, of these days to come. And don't hold me to my sins that I've committed, because the Lord can hold you to your sin, and destroy your ass out here, So just always pray to Yahweh Shem Shah, because we need prayer, all right. Prayer is what keeps us in these days, all right. Prayer is that number one connection, to Yahweh Shem Shah, all right? So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Going to give all glory and praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahushua, Ba'Shem HaKadosh, double honors to the apostle and elders, great millstone. Peace, salutations to the men that's out here pushing this truth. All right, and shalom to the elect. Shalom.